Hi everybody, welcome. It is Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's. We have just gotten off our call and I am re-recording just the explanation of the project or assignment that's due this evening. First off, I'm going to extend it to tomorrow morning, only because I've put you through the ringer enough. And then let me just explain part one of week 3. So part one of week 3 was overall us starting a new drawing, or I should say a new project file in Revit, architectural template, projects, basically seeing a blank screen. We were going into visibility and graphics, and we were turning on our basically project base point, which is basically the origin point. Okay, and obviously we see it. And then literally what we asked you guys to do was to go in under the architecture tab and model in place using all of the wonderful commands and options that we have. So as far as a category is concerned, this is a conceptual part. One is the conceptual part. So literally what we used for a category was generic models. So under generic models, I think I just numbered them 1, 2, 3, every time I used a new shape or what have you. I hit OK, and then this is what we got into. Last week was extrusions, week 2. This week, week 3, well, it's not literally this week, but what's due this week, is basically manipulating, exploring, playing with the blend tool, revolve, sweep, blend, and of course, within the mix of that, also adding what we learned last week, which is the extrusions, the void forms, which is basically subtractions, and unions, which is cut and uncut. So what you came up with, I'm excited to see, but to me, it's a beautiful piece of art. It might look something like this, just very, very generic. And what you guys are seeing that's not correct to yours is, I took this one art piece and I copied it 3 times. You will have, 3, 4, or I should say total of 4 different looking conceptual art conceptual pieces, I should say. And that's okay. You might have drawn them in separate Revit files. I'm hoping that you didn't. You can copy and paste from one Revit file to another if you did do that. And if you need to tell me this, please tell me through an email, and then we can meet up and I could show it to you. But for the most part, if you are here, and again, we can't print with maybe the Adobe PDF options that I have, you can still go into printing. Again, I have Adobe PDF listed, but maybe you have a printer, maybe you don't have any of it. If you have to, go ahead and use the XPS document writer. Now, of course, what can fix all of this is if you guys sign in to VDI, open up your Revit file in there, and then make the PDF. But, it's no big deal to wait till next week till we're in class together, hopefully face-to-face. So with that said, again, XPS, if you have a specific, well, the printer isn't going to help because that's going to obviously make a hard copy. But if you have anything that says PDF as an option because of your printer, like Microsoft Print to PDF, by all means, try to use that to benefit you. But whatever you have as an option, it should at least default. If it's listed as PDF, it should default here to Adobe PDF page size letter. If it doesn't, it's very easy just to fix by just selecting the little arrowhead and selecting what you need. But by default, it usually is set to letter, so you shouldn't have to edit that. Everything else, so under File here, showing combined multiple selected views, but again, we're not going to have multiple views, so I'm not worrying about it. And the separate files isn't an option, so I'm going to leave it. Current window, you want to always select and use when you're just printing not to scale in Revit. It's just going to showcase everything that's within your viewport and what you've drawn, which is nice. And then under setup, you're going to want to open that up. Again, double check the letter size. Next week, like I said, this will be saying 4 by 10, and I'll show you how to make each individual conceptual art as a 4-inch by 10-inch PDF. Again, center it, fit to page, making sure that it's set to landscape most of the time because we're always actually viewing drawings set to landscape, and it's by default. Right now, it is set to vector processing, which again is also set by default. It's probably going to come up with a raster processing comment. It's okay, literally. I could change it here, but I kind of let Revit tell me. So usually when you turn on shadows, it's going to print to a raster process versus vector, and that's fine. Literally all good. I'll let you see the pop-up window that came up earlier too in class. And then again, appearance, raster quality, again, high and set to color. And anything in options, if I can hide, I do. So I always check on what's hidden and I hit OK. And then of course in wonderful Revit, like most programs, we can preview. And this is what I was talking about. So I had set vector printing, but it's really going to raster print. So that's okay. I'm going to hit close here. It's going to do it automatically. And again, mine does not look exciting and great like yours. You guys have built, 4 different conceptual art pieces. Again, diving into Revit and just learning model in place and kind of what the forms can do. Like kind of thinking about revolve. Revolve is great for pendant light fixtures, which hopefully you're going to see in one of the videos I make next, which will be 2 more. And you have, of course, also added a ton of color. So one of the things in Revit we learned the last time we spoke, or was face-to-face on top of last week, is when you make copies, unfortunately the color of an object doesn't copy with it. The shape does, the object, the component does, but not the color. So you might have been going in and actually playing with color quite a bit. But once you see all 4 of those art pieces on the letter size sheet, wonderful. Go ahead and print it. Save it, of course, and I'm just going to go over naming it. Oh gosh, and of course I'm getting this comment again because I went back to view it. And then again, I'm naming it A, because it is assignment 3, but I'm naming it with an A because I'm calling A part 1. You can do that, or you could just name it A3A, and next week we'll call the next one B. It's okay. Class number, and then I always ask for your first and last name, but last name is also fine. And go ahead and hit save here. And I'm going to replace it just because I think I had something else. And bam, you are looking at your quick little synopsis. So that is video 1. I hope this was helpful. I hope it helps you finish and upload to Canvas. I am a little behind in grading, but I'm hoping to catch up definitely by the next time we see each other. And again, I can't thank you guys enough for being patient and understanding with the evening. And again, if you found this helpful, let me know. If you didn't, if you have questions, you guys know where to reach me, email, comments, whatever is easier for you. Okay. Thank you very much and have a beautiful Valentine's evening. Ciao.